There's an addiction that has been controlling your life from the shadows, an addiction to your own thoughts. It thrives in silence and solitude, creeping in whenever your guard is down. Like any addiction, it whispers that you need more, even as it hurts you. For years, you've mistaken this constant mental chatter for normalcy, never suspecting it's the source of so much anxiety and unrest.
You wake each morning to a storm cloud of thoughts already gathering around your head. Worries about the day flash like lightning in your mind. Obligations, regrets, countless what-ifs. By the time you get out of bed, you're already exhausted. Your body is still, but inside your head, a restless tempest rages, raining doubt and fear before the day has even begun. Throughout the day, your mind runs on a mental hamster wheel, spinning scenario after scenario without rest. Even when nothing external is wrong, you find yourself inventing problems just to feed the wheel. You replay awkward conversations from yesterday and rehearse imaginary disasters for tomorrow. The wheel never stops turning, and you run with it, growing weary but unable to step off. Does calling this a thought addiction sound exaggerated? Try to sit in complete silence for 1 minute. Just one. Close your eyes and command your mind to stop its commentary. Within seconds, stray thoughts break through. Tasks you forgot, old memories, random anxieties. This kind of compulsive thinking is actually an addiction. Eckhart Tolle wrote, "You can feel why. The compulsion to think is almost irresistible. It's not your fault that you feel trapped in this cycle of overthinking. Your brain evolved to overthink as a means of survival. Thousands of years ago, constant vigilance kept our ancestors alive. The ones who imagined danger lurking behind every rustle in the bushes were the ones who survived when threats were real. Overthinking was a survival advantage. Anxiety was a life-saving alarm. Today, that same evolutionary alarm system is still active inside you, but it has little real danger to guard against. You're rarely in physical peril, yet your mind keeps searching for threats, clinging to every potential problem. Psychologists call this the negativity bias. The mind grabs hold of negative experiences and potential threats far more strongly than positive ones. It's an ancient reflex, a genetic memory of a world where every shadow could hide a predator. Because of this negativity bias, one harsh comment haunts you longer than a dozen kind words can comfort you. One worry, however irrational, echoes louder in your mind than all the reassurances reality provides. Your brain thinks it's protecting you by focusing on what might go wrong. It doesn't care that the threats are mostly imaginary now. It's just doing what it evolved to do. Keep you safe at any cost, even if it means keeping you anxious. In neuroscience, there's a name for the mental wandering that leads to worry: the default mode network. When you're not focused on a task, this network automatically kicks in, running endless loops of inner dialogue. It's the default setting of your brain, a kind of autopilot for the mind. Unfortunately, this autopilot is paranoid, scanning your past and future for problems to fix, churning out anxiety even in a silent room. Think of all those moments when your body's on autopilot and your mind is free to roam. During a commute, in the shower, lying in bed at night. That's when the default mode network takes over and your inner voice grows loud. It rehashes that embarrassing thing you said 5 years ago. It imagines worst-case scenarios for things that haven't even happened yet. Instead of enjoying a moment of rest, you become tangled in an invisible net of thoughts. This relentless mental background noise is not restful at all. It's draining. Studies have found that an overactive default mode network is associated with greater anxiety and unhappiness. It's as if your brain, left to its own devices, defaults to discontent. It picks at old wounds and conjures new fears. No wonder you often feel uneasy, even when everything around you is okay. At this point, you might wonder if we are doomed to live like this forever. Must you remain a hostage to an anxious brain? The answer is no. A profound insight offers an escape from this mental trap. It starts with recognizing one simple truth. You are not your thoughts. You've heard it said that the primary cause of unhappiness is never the situation, but your thoughts about it. All this time, your suffering wasn't coming directly from the world. It was coming from the narrative your mind created about the world. Consider that for a moment. Your life might have real challenges, but it's your mind's commentary that often magnifies pain into suffering. Two people can live through the same event. One shakes it off, another is shattered. The difference is usually in their minds. When you believe every troubling thought that arises, you hand it the keys to your mood, your reactions, your peace. But what happens if you stop identifying with these thoughts? This is the doorway to freedom that Eckhart Tolle points toward. The first step is to observe the mind without judgment. Become a witness to your own thoughts, as if they were clouds passing through the sky. As Eckhart advises, practice watching the thinker within you. Soon you notice a startling distinction. There is the incessant voice in your head, and there is the awareness that hears it. You are not the voice in your head. You are the one who is aware of it. In that realization lies a seed of liberation. Once you see that your thoughts are just thoughts, patterns of mental energy, they begin to lose their power over you. Like translucent thought bubbles, they arise and pop, and you can choose not to chase each one. At first, the old habits will still pull at you. The mental hamster wheel will beckon you to hop back on, but now you have a foothold outside of it. You can stand back and watch the wheel spin without getting spun around by it. The more you practice stepping back into this observing awareness, the more you feel a stillness beneath the noise. That stillness is your true essence, the space of conscious presence. In that space, even if thoughts continue to arise, they no longer carry you away. Instead of storm clouds overwhelming your mind, they become passing clouds in a vast sky. They no longer have the weight to obscure your inner sun. Eckhart Tolle teaches that the present moment is the antidote to the overthinking mind. Realize deeply that the present moment is all you ever have. Right now, as you listen to these words, also notice the subtle silence beneath them. Feel the life inside your body, the gentle rhythm of your breath. These simple anchors to now pull you out of the tempest of thought and into the clear, open air of presence. In the present, in this very moment, most of your problems dissolve. Why? Because problems usually exist only in time, in regrets about the past or fears of the future. Here and now. You are simply here and now. Your breathing, your senses, the immediate reality. None of these are attacking you or demanding anything. It's the mind that projects danger onto the blank screen of the future and dredges up pain from the archives of the past. Bringing your attention fully to this moment undercuts that illusion. Even neuroscience backs this up. Brain scans show that when you meditate or deeply focus on the present, the default mode network quiets down. The mind's restless time traveling subsides and activity shifts to parts of the brain that deal with direct experience. In other words, when you immerse yourself in the now, truly listening, truly seeing, truly feeling, you deactivate the machinery of anxiety. You give your nervous system a chance to realize that, at least in this moment, there is no emergency. This realization is both humbling and empowering. It's humbling because you see how much of your torment was self-created by a mind trying to protect you from ghosts. It's empowering because now you hold the key to ending that torment. And that key is your own awareness, the simple act of noticing what your mind is doing from moment to moment. With this key in hand, you can interrupt the old patterns. You can say to yourself, "Ah, there goes my mind again, inventing a drama." And in that moment, you choose not to buy into the story. Every time you catch yourself lost in a spiral of thought and gently return to the present, you are rewiring your brain. You are training your mind that you are in charge now, not the ancient alarm system. It's like taming a wild animal. At first it resists, thrashes, tests your resolve. But gradually, it begins to trust and follow your calm presence. Each small step is a triumph over evolution's grip, a step toward a clearer, more conscious way of living. Over time, the mental fog lifts. The storm inside your head calms. Where there was constant noise, there is now space and silence. Where there was anxiety and confusion, there is clarity. This isn't the false pleasure that more thinking used to offer. This is a deeper, more stable peace. It's like coming up for air after you've been drowning in your own mind. Now you understand what once puzzled you. You are the sky, not the storm. Thoughts are like weather passing through, sometimes intense, but always temporary. They do not define you. Rather than being your thoughts and emotions, be the awareness behind them. When you live as that awareness, the evolutionary anxiety loses its hold. You still experience thoughts and emotions, but they no longer hijack your identity or your serenity. This awakening brings a serious responsibility. Now that you see the game your mind has been playing, you must decide how to live. You could slip back into the old habit, let the voice in your head run unchecked and live life on autopilot. Or you can remain awake and conscious. The world around you won't stop triggering your old brain circuits, but you have seen through the illusion. You know that feeling afraid doesn't always mean you're in danger, and that worrying never actually solves anything. This knowledge marks a turning point. It pulls back the curtain on the wizard of anxiety, revealing that it's just a collection of mental habits and ingrained programs, rather than an unchangeable reality. Yes, this truth is uncomfortable. You've been complicit in your own suffering. But knowledge gives you power. You didn't choose how your brain was wired, but you can choose whether you let that wiring dictate your life. We may not control nature's design, but we can defy it, not with force, but with awareness and choice. The same evolution that gave you fear also gave you the consciousness to rise above it. In the space of a single breath, you can go from captive to witness, from a victim of your thoughts to the master of your mind. Each moment you remember to observe, to breathe, to just be. You break an ancient chain and reclaim your freedom. If you remain passive, if you choose to ignore this insight, you'll slip back into the familiar prison of thought. If you fall back asleep into the mind's stories, you know what awaits. The same life of quiet desperation, of stress and worry on autopilot. But if you stay awake, if you practice this awareness, a new life becomes possible. It's one where anxiety no longer rules you because you rule your mind. Before you go, I invite you to leave one honest sentence in the comments describing what you felt when you recognized this inner addiction. Not a platitude or a slogan. Just one true sentence about the moment you saw the voice in your head for what it is. Disappear from the noise for a while. Live in the calm of your own presence. And when you return, you won't be the same. You'll be freer, stronger, more alive. I'll be waiting, as always, on the edge of that silence, where every true journey begins.